When Krishna was just a youth of 15, he is living in a pastoral society where there is a yearly festival. All festivals in those days, because these are Aryan race who followed the Vedic culture. Vedic culture is full of rituals, various types of very elaborate rituals. So there's an annual festival and a sacrifice, which is a very major ritual in the area, which was known as Indrotsav. Indrotsav means celebration of Indra. Indra is considered the king of gods. He is also the god of lightning and thunder and rain. Big sacrifice used to happen. Usually, for those of you who come from outside the country who are not familiar with these things, these sacrifices are conducted with fire burning, all kinds of offerings being made to the sacrifice, enormous amount of ghee, milk and various grains and everything that you value, you burn there. It's a process, it's a certain process to create a certain situation. So this used to happen in a colossal way. When he was 15, because he happens to be, or his foster father happens to be the chief of the Nandas or the Gopas. This is a cattle-rearing community. When I say cattle-rearing, not beef cattle, because question of eating a cow doesn't arise at all in this culture. Milking cows. These are cultures, especially when we say Krishna known as Gopala, or the whole community were known as Gopas or Gopis and Gopalas. Go means a cow, Pala means one who tends to it or takes care of it. So Krishna is a cowherd. All his life, some people celebrated this, that he's a cowherd. Some people used it as a derogatory term. Wherever he went, when he went and sat among the kings and saints, they put him down saying he's just a cowherd. But people who loved him celebrated him as a cowherd. So in this pastoral community, Indrotsav, the celebration for Indra, the sacrifice for Indra, the god of lightning, thunder and rain, was a very major sacrifice once a year. So at the age of 15, he got the opportunity of being the chief person to conduct this sacrifice. It is a great honor for a person in that society to be what was known as a yajamana for the sacrifice. Yajamana means he is the leader of the sacrifice. He is the one who offers the sacrifice, leads the sacrifice. It is a great honor. At 15, it was offered to him by his preceptor, whose name was Gargacharya. When Gargacharya offered this, Krishna said, I don't want to be the yajamana, I don't want to participate in that sacrifice. He was shocked. Anybody would grab it. It raises your social status in a huge way. If you do this sacrifice, if you lead the sacrifice, you are like a leader in the community. He said, why? So Krishna looked away and said, I don't think I'm fit for such things. Let somebody else do it. Gargacharya said, no, last year your elder brother did it, now it's your turn. If there's anybody fit to do this, it's you. Why are you saying such a thing? Tell me what's on your mind. Then Krishna said, I don't like this sacrifice. You need to understand, this is 3,500 years ago, 1500 BC. Today, astronomers using various scientific methodology, they are fixing Krishna's time as 1400 to 1500 BC. It is almost being… they are saying it's 1446 to 1520, 1520 to 1446 BC, that's when he lived. So it's that time. So he said, I don't like the sacrifice. He said, what do you mean you don't like the sacrifice? This is the greatest thing that we can do in the society. This is a tradition we have carried on for thousands of years. In the very Vedas, it says Indrotsav is a sacrifice of enormous significance. How can you say you don't like it? You're a mere boy. He said, I don't like people doing any kind of sacrifice out of their fear for some god. I don't like this worship which is coming from fearfulness. People fear Indra. They fear if they don't make this sacrifice, he will punish them. I don't like to participate in something which is coming from people's fear. Then Gargacharya, his guru, it struck him. And then he smiled and said, okay, then what else shall we do? Then Krishna said, we will do Gopotsav. Gopotsav means we will celebrate the cowherds, not that some fearful god sitting up there. I love the people around me. The gopas, the gopis, the cows, these trees, this river, this Govardhan mountain, this is our life. It is these people, these animals, these trees and this mountain which sustains and nourishes us and makes our life happen here. Why should I worship some other god of which you are all afraid? I am not afraid of any god. If at all, if we must celebrate and offer sacrifice, we will do Gopotsav, no more Indrotsav. A huge reaction happened in the society. How can you just write off something that's been happening for hundreds of years? It's our tradition. How can you just drop it? And if Indra gets angry, what will he do to us? He may flood this place, he may do this, he may do that. So Krishna said, if you want me to be the Yajamana, it has to be Gopotsav. It has to be celebration out of our love and joy, not out of fear. And we will not offer, we will just make a symbolic offering to the fire. Rest of the milk and ghee we will eat and drink. That makes sense to you? So, that society got split into two. People who were not willing to give up the tradition. A small group, a splinter group, they performed Indrotsav. Krishna and a large community performed Gopotsav. But once this Gopotsav happened, Krishna went and participated in the Indrotsav also. He has no rank or a resistance to it, just bringing sense to life.